Watch me and them. Big man, they get skip now.
Boss him, man, I'm not man, I'm sick, man. Go show my boss.
30 boxes and the distributor, listen.
6 box of Black Stallion, the boss.
How we plan to carry so much Black Stallion?
Visit our new store at Catherine Hall Plaza, Montego Bay.
It's lights, camera, and action for the rebirth of the Red Stripe Premier League football action on Mondays on the home of champions.
Red Stripe Premier League champion, boy.
Let the word go forth from this time and place that the torch has been passed to a new generation born in this century. Proud of our ancient heritage, and to which we are committed today at home and around the world.
Hardware and Supplies is gearing up for a massive sale!
10, 20, 30, wow, up to 60% off!
Yeah, man, plus special low prices on white toilets, up to 15% off on paints, plus limited discounts on tiles and new arrivals!
Hey, just when you think Tools Hardware can't get them more affordable!
They come with a sale, yeah!
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
The Lion King of Hardware.
I say one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a podium a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watch out. Band shall I the forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. Them wish I never made it at the champion boy fan. Now man I done a songsters boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy.
Red Stripe Football Monday is coming tonight from the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, involving a team flying near the top of the table at the moment in Mount Pleasant. They're coming all the way from St. Anne to tackle UWI, who are playing a home fixture tonight away from home at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, which is the Arnett Gardens home ground. It's a pretty cool night here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, and it's a team, Mount Pleasant, that are number 2 in the table at the moment, up against the number 11 team, UWI. So a huge difference in position, huge difference in points at the moment. 19 points better the Mount Pleasant team are at the moment than UWI. But you know what? Last week, Dwight Jeremiah, we did see a lowly placed Malines upset leaders Waterhouse, so Mount Pleasant have to come here with some respect for UWI.
I think UWI also realize that they're beginning to cut adrift from the rest of the teams at the table, and there's enough motivation for them to want to win tonight. So I expect them to give all they've got against this Mount Pleasant team.
Round 20 of the Red Stripe Premier League for 1919-1920 will be up tonight. The final game, the matches that were played yesterday, 5 of them, Dunbeholden 3-2 over Malines, Vere United 1-1 with Tivoli Gardens, Humberland, they had the best unbeaten streak in the league, but they lost it, 6 matches unbeaten, but Arnett Gardens avenged their first round loss to them and beat them by 2-1. 3 red cards in that match. Harbourview snapped Portmore 3-game winning streak with a 1-0. Orlando Brown goal.
Beautiful goal from Orlando Brown. Took a wicked deflection, and the goalkeeper had no chance in the end. It was enough to condemn Waterhouse to their 2nd consecutive loss, but Cavalier showing really good form at the right time.
Yeah, that's for sure. Waterhouse now still just 4 points on top of the table. So Mount Pleasant, if they get a win over UWI, which most people expect them to get tonight, they will be within 1 point of the lead. Behind a Waterhouse team that were leading by all of 8 points a couple of weeks ago. Arnett Garns within striking distance, just a point further back in third on 33 points. Humberland in fourth spot. Portmore and Humberland both have 30 points, but Humberland with a superior goal difference. Cavalier with their victory now in a playoff spot at number 6.
Yeah, Cavalier is definitely the team probably with the best form at the moment, and they have jumped into the top 6. Also, like Harborview, they're climbing away from the relegation zone nicely with some victories.
Yeah, and UWI and Veer United bottom of the table and in relegation worries. UWI have not beaten Mount Pleasant in the 6 times they have met so far. They are the last 3 times they met. First round, a 0-0 draw between them. And those 2 results, they are Mount Pleasant 1-0 over UWI and UWI 2-2 with Mount Pleasant, were in the playoffs last year. And those 2 results on aggregate eliminated UWI from the playoffs.
Yeah, and UWI, they can take heart from that, knowing that it has not been a big margin in the last recent games that they've played with Mount Pleasant. So I expect them to feel like they have a chance tonight, Lance. It's really a big motivation for them. 8 points is a huge gap. They don't want to go to double figures. And I don't think single points, a drawn game, can help them tonight. They really need to start winning, UWI.
Yeah, they really do. And if they win tonight, they will cut that relegation problem to just 5 points and not 8. But UWI are a team that's not without quality.
Last couple of games, especially the last round 19, they were leading Tivoli by 2 goals, gave up late goals to leave with just a point there, and it's even running further back. The last 4 rounds, they've taken the lead 3 times and have not gone away with victories. So important for them tonight to really shore up defense and do well. So it's going to be important, I think, for them, but big motivation for them to want to go forward.
Yes, so UWI looking for a result here. Mount Pleasant haven't been that bad on the road. They're one of the better road teams in the league so far, and they're coming here looking for 3 points tonight.
Yeah, they're good on the road, but if you compare their home record against their away record, they have a better home record, and they've only won 4 of 10 games on the road. So again, UWI, they can take heart from that, knowing that Mount Pleasant are more vulnerable when they're away. So very important there. So for Mount Pleasant, they'll want to keep winning to make sure that Waterhouse, who have also slipped up, they can take advantage of that.
Yeah, this is the home of champions, presenting live coverage of Red Stripe Premier League football on a Monday night. Lots of globally big events coming up on the Sportsmax channels, Sportsmax 1 and Sportsmax 2 in the coming days. The San Antonio Spurs against the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks live Saturday at 7 o'clock, 8 Eastern Caribbean time. That will be a Sportsmax 2 fixture. And also in the NBA, this time on Sportsmax, on Sunday, 3:30 in the afternoon, 4:30 Eastern Caribbean time, the New York Knicks, they'll be in Los Angeles to face the Clippers. La Liga returning after the Christmas break. Valencia at home to Eibar. That's Saturday morning, 6:30, 7:30 Eastern Caribbean time on Sportsmax 2. And Espanyol later in the day, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time. Espanyol will be up against the
and 8:30 ECT.
So we're closing in on about 22 minutes till kickoff time here. The Mount Pleasant team coming all the way from St. Anne to battle UWI. And there's the UWI midfield general, Ryan Miller, getting himself warm. Already looking very, very sweaty. UWI looking to be in business tonight. And Mount Pleasant, Keslan Hall, one of the Mount Pleasant men that had been with the team from the very beginning, before they had qualified for the top flight, part of their setup. Amal Knight in goal for the UWI, and these teams getting really ready and warm for what we expect to be a very, very tense fixture tonight. Red Stripe Football Mondays, they kick off in just about 20 minutes. Back in a moment.
To Dinwood, 5 seconds. Defender to electrify the crowd. Look at this piece of play. I'm gone. And we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears. Not very hot tonight, just 27 degrees Celsius here. Not much chance of rain either. Pretty humid though, and a slight Christmas breeze here across the ground at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. So this is a venue that's neutral because although Mount Pleasant are on the road, UWI do not have the full effect of a home match, although it is a home match for them because this match being played at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, the home ground of the Arnett Gardens team. UWI finished 6th last season, which qualified them for the playoffs. They were eliminated from those playoffs by Mount Pleasant, the team they're battling here tonight, and that last year was the second time in the 4 years that they've been in the Premier League that the UWI actually made the playoffs. So for a pretty new team to the Red Stripe Premier League, 4 times in the league and making the playoffs twice out of their first 4 seasons in the league, I think pretty commendable. One of the strengths of their team, their goalkeeper Aman Knight, a former Wilmer's goalkeeper standout.
Well, he needs to be good tonight. Like I said, he's a part of the
top player for them. Thorne Simpson, one of the leading goal scorers for this university team, and he's gotten some goals for them already this season. Former Spalding High player, also spent some time at Reno. 5 goals already this season for Thorne Simpson, the leading scorer for UWI, and he's got to be on target tonight.
And definitely, and Lance earlier spoke with Simpson there from Mount Pleasant.
Result last week, you were up 2 goals on Tivoli in their backyard and ended up giving up 2 late goals and missing the opportunity for 3 points. How disappointing was that?
Well, it was, but we have to put that behind us. That's the nature of league competition, and we'll look forward to tonight's game, and tonight's game is filled with possibilities, so we won't dwell on what has gone so far in the league. What we have to do is focus totally on this game in front of us.
A team that has made a strong mark in the past 4 years that you've been in the top flight, twice making the playoffs, but 1 win in your last 18 matches, Andrew. Things couldn't get any worse for you at the moment.
Well, yes, but if you look at the table, there's still hope, and that's what we play for. There's still the opportunity to climb up the table, and there's no better place to do it than in tonight's game against a top team who are second in the table.
Yeah. Maline's the closest team to you in 10th position. You are 11th, but you're 8 points behind them, meaning that you're 8 points in deficit from in the relegation battle. How difficult will it be? We're middle part of the second round, and so there's not a whole lot of football left to be played.
You have to take it a game at a time, set short-term objectives. Short-term objectives going into the games, and then short-term objectives in terms of the spell of games that they have to play, and target those. 8 points is not insurmountable. A win tonight put us 5 points within, with more lines to play and with some other teams around us to play. So that's what we look forward to. We look forward to a strong start tonight and a positive game from the team.
6 times you have played Mount Pleasant. You've never beaten them before. 4 of those, or 5 of those matches, Donovan Duki was their coach. They have a different coach now. Does that impact on your plan and how you strategize for them?
Yes, a little bit. They are much more offensive now than before. Before they were a team that play a lot of long balls and play for 1-0 margins, get the go-ahead goal. Now when they try to impose themselves early in the game. They try to still attack rather than sit and wait. So we have to be mindful of that. And also with a team that's not so defensive, then you expect that there will be chances for our team. So we have to just go toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah, so Andrew Peart, they're looking for a change of fortunes here for the UWI team, who have been really struggling so far. Mount Pleasant, this is a real tremendous success story. Peter Gould, the man that is the owner of this club, founded only back in 2016 and almost immediately qualified for the Red Stripe Premier League. This Mount Pleasant team finished third last year after losing in the semi-finals to the eventual champions Portmore, and a lot of their fans in St. Anne are expecting them to come even better this year. Ladale Ritchie, a former standout for Montego Bay United, now in the national setup, very solid central defender, sometimes plays a holding midfield position, and clearly one of the big robust entities for this Mount Pleasant team, and a lot will depend on how he plays tonight, whether they get the win tonight.
Yeah, most definitely he'll have to be solid here, because UWI definitely will be coming out in attack to ensure that they get a victory tonight, as they so badly need. But earlier, Lance spoke with...
Yeah, Cardell Benbow, he is a former St. George's College standout.
Earlier, Lance spoke with Nigel Stewart from Mount Pleasant to get an idea of what to expect from this unit tonight.
Coach, you had a 3-game winning streak snapped last week in a loss to Cavalier. What has happened this week as you try to avenge that loss, that result?
Yeah, we lost, you know, and we really go back and work some more on what we did wrong in that game, and tonight we hope to see the fruits.
You played this team 4 times last year, beat them 3 times, and there was 1 drawn result, including the playoffs. You've never lost to UWI. Does that factor in your game plan tonight?
Yeah, somewhat, but you know, we still have to go out and play. We can't just go out and take it for granted. We still have to go out and work hard.
You've had a couple of players missing because of international duties. Jordan Fletcher among those, having gone to the under-22 in the Kirin Cup in Japan. Is that a major setback for you tonight?
Yeah, you know, Jordan is a very integral part of our team. You know, he's been having a good run now, so we're going to miss Jordan, but you know, we have complement. Players can go out there and do the job.
The leaders, Waterhouse, lost 2 matches in a row, which means you have an opportunity, if you win tonight, to go within 1 point of the lead. How seriously are you taking that?
Well, we're seriously, because we want to be in the running for the league title, so we have to do it. You know, we have to go tonight and really play hard and get 3 points, and you know, as I said before, 1 point behind the leader.
Yeah, your goal scoring form has been pretty solid in recent weeks. I think you've had like about 12 goals in either 6 or 7 matches, so offensively your team is doing a good job.
Yeah, we're finding the back of the net frequently. I mean, we could have done it some more, you know, but we are thankful for what we are doing now.
Mount Pleasant gained a lot of respect last year, first time in the Premiership and getting all the way to the semi-finals. What's the outlook for, or let me say, what's the target or the goal for 2019-2020?
I mean, it's 1 more step to the finals, and hopefully we can take the title. But you know, the final definitely is another step we need to find.
So there's Nigel Stewart on the coaching staff for this Mount Pleasant team, and they do not have the huge travelling fans in numbers as they did last year, but there's David Galloway and Paul Teagat Davis. Teagat Davis, an outstanding striker for Jamaica internationally during his playing days, and also for SEBA in the Red Stripe. Well, it was the Cravenay Premier League at that point, but it was the National League, and he was so outstanding in the history of the tournament.
And next Monday, Red Stripe Football Mondays continue, and we'll be here at in Arnott Gardens here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. And Arnott Gardens, they'll take on Malines United, and that game will be played at 7:30, 8:30 ECT.
So we're approximately 10 minutes away from the kickoff here. They're the Mount Pleasant fans. They're here and ready for action against the UWI team that they're at the moment 19 points better than in the table, and 9 places above them in the positional table. So Mount Pleasant, huge favorites to win tonight. Back with more of the build-up after this break.
Camera and action for the rebirth of the Red Stripe Premier League football action on Monday. The home of
Jeffrey Grant. Grant, not a great pass, but it ends with Miller. Chance here! And it's in the back of the net. Chevon Mark.
Based on where this is going to be taken from, it's almost like a corner. The ball headed towards goal and in. Malco getting the goal. The go-ahead goal. They've worked really, really hard for it.
Ronaldo Christian, the left back.
Brown turns expertly, sets the ball back. Oh, what a brilliant strike! Stephen Williams brings Waterhouse level at 2-2.
Brilliant setup play here. This is Roberts. Checks in onto the left foot inside. The chest trap by Howell. And on from the outside of the left foot, Stephen Williams. This is how he just tees it off to him. And low and hard, almost like a toe punt, Lance.
One champion boy go, and I pour them a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watch out, man, shall I be a forward boy? Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal win a run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him all again boy. The Red Stripe Premier League champion boy, yeah yo.
The Tony Spalding Sports Complex is the venue tonight for Red Stripe Football Mondays. It's the Arnott Gardens home ground, but they are not in action tonight. They are your two teams, UWI with a home game of sorts against the travelling Mount Pleasant FA. Mount Pleasant second in the table at the moment, UWI in 11th spot and looking to lift themselves from relegation trouble. It's a pretty cool night here.
Really want to start the climb out of the relegation zone, and as such I expect an open attacking footballing game tonight because both teams have enough motivation to want to win.
That's right. The match is played from Sunday. Dunbeholden 3-2 over Malines. Dean Andre Thomas with a double there for Dunbeholden, which means that he is now the leading goal scorer in the Red Stripe Premier League. Vere United and Tivoli 1-1. Arnott Gardens avenging their first round loss to Humberland with a 2-1 scoreline. Humberland losing out on a 6-game winless streak that they undefeated streak that they had. They had the best unbeaten run of all teams in the Premier League until yesterday. Harbourview 1-0 over Portmore, snapping a 3-game winning streak that the defending champions had. And look at the Cavalier result, beating Waterhouse 1-0. Waterhouse still just 4 points ahead of Mount Pleasant in the table.
And that's the case tonight. You feel Mount Pleasant, they will take that as an advantage, wanting to go and close the gap on Mount Pleasant. But I like the Cavaliers team. They've taken on two of the top teams in the league, high-scoring teams, and came out without conceding a goal. UWI at the bottom, but they have to begin their climb now. It's 8 points to safety, and they need to start getting wins.
Yeah, good point there you made about Cavalier. They have a lot of youngsters coming up from the schoolboy season in their lineup at the moment, and they have in the past 2 weeks defeated the top 2 teams in Mount Pleasant and Waterhouse. The teams are coming on to the field in a pretty short while, but let's get the views now of the finalists here ahead of Mount Pleasant against UWI.
Yvonne Taylor is my baller. Well, I think Mount Pleasant will win 2-1 victory tonight. Well, I've been following Mount Pleasant for about 1 year and 2 months, so because my baby father play for them, so yeah, I'll walk them up tonight for sure.
I'm Lisa, representing Mount Pleasant, of course. Tonight I'm predicting
Evan Taylor. From 1 year and about 2 months now, I carry that side there. But may I tell you, my victory tonight is a 2-1. Mount Pleasant now whop them, lick them because them are going to use for the education, not for a football thing. Mount Pleasant at the academic side. That must say.
You got yourself Mount Pleasant straight. Winnings we say up to the time.
Wow, very interesting words there from Prudence. Says that this is an education that Mount Pleasant will be delivering tonight. There's the UE coach, Andrew Peart. They're in real problems. Just one win in their last 18 matches. And they're looking for a result today against one of the best playing teams in the island, coached by this man, Paul Teagat Davis.
And since Paul Teagat Davis took the reins at Mount Pleasant, he has brought consistency and a good play. And I think UWI, they really have a difficult task. But like we've said so often, Lance, we've seen teams in this position and they use it as a motivation. Not much pressure, you'd want to think. Nobody expects them to win tonight. And maybe that is going to be something that will help this UWI team to really get a result.
Well, UWI will be trying to turn the trend around completely here, because this is a team, Mount Pleasant, that they have never beaten. Mount Pleasant only their second year in the championship. These two teams met 5 times last year, 2 of those matches in the first and second legs of the playoffs, and we have 4 Mount Pleasant victories last year, 1 drawn result, 3 Mount Pleasant victories and 2 drawn results, or 4 victories and 1 drawn result. And right now, UWI tonight are going for their first ever victory over the Mount Pleasant team. The meeting they had in the first round back in September ended able to beat them. UWI playing in white, Mount Pleasant in blue. Both teams will be missing a couple of key players on the night.
Ladies and gentlemen,
with
please rise for the playing of the
Alwyn Harvey and Jordan Fletcher on Jamaica under 22 duties in Japan. Through the national anthem. Michael Heaven will be missing from the UWI roster tonight because of his trip to Japan, where the Jamaica under-22 team lost by 9 goals to 0 to Japan in that Kirin Cup fixture. And as I said, for Mount Pleasant, Alwyn Henry and Jordan Fletcher were 2 of the young international.
Mount Pleasant, they have a good squad, and so may not miss those 2 players too much, and they may feel like this is the best fixture for them to come up with those players away, and with UWI so away at the bottom, then yeah, it's a good fixture for them.
Odette Hamilton has the whistle tonight. Odette was the referee in charge of the Red Stripe Premier League final last year between Waterhouse and Portmore. She's been a student at the GC Foster College of Physical Education now for a few years. Competitive sports personality herself, having represented GC Foster in the sport of volleyball. But she's among the leading referees in the island at the moment, and she has the whistle tonight.
She should be in good condition as well, so a good pace game that we expect tonight.
The UWI starting roster tonight, having Damona Solomon and Andrew Humphrey in there, replacing Pagil Brown and Jabari Hilton, who were in the starting roster last match. As well, Jelana Barnes, who has been accustomed to playing here when he was at Arnett Gardens, also a part of the setup.
And they played a 4-1-4-1 formation, and very critical for them. Like I said, holding midfielder Williams there is going to have a critical role to play, and that back four critical, because I feel that's where UWI need to improve in terms of their defensive work. But a collective work from the team is going to be important for Coach Peart tonight to be able to get something from this game.
Mount Pleasant looking a picture of focus and concentration as they get ready for a match that, if they win tonight, as we said, will take them within 1 point of the leaders Waterhouse, who lost their last 2 matches. Also a couple of changes in the Mount Pleasant roster tonight. Liston James and Keston Hall in for Ricardo Campbell and Francois Swaby as far as their starting roster is concerned. Look at the number 10, Kimar Beckford. He's finally found his shooting boots, and he has had
attacking football, and we expect that to happen tonight because they want to avenge the loss they had in round 19 against Cavaliers.
34 points Mount Pleasant has at the moment so far this season. Parted company with Donovan Ducky, their coach, from the very first 2 weeks of the season. There's Kimar Beckford, a former standout player for Waterhouse, Fraser's Whip, and also Rivoli. Was an Excelsior Manning Cup player in his playing days, and he's been doing very well in recent weeks. Kimar Beckford. There's Jelana Barnes, played here for Arnett Gardens last season, represented both Excelsior and St. George's College in Manning Cup football. Jelana Barnes, and was also a Manning Cup winner back in 2012 when they defeated Hydel. There's Amal Knight, himself a schoolboy champion, was brilliant in helping Wolmers win the Walker Cup title back in 2012, and saved a couple of penalties in that shootout as well, and has been solid between the sticks for UWI so far in his Premier League life. And for sure, it's because of those performances for UWI that he was called up to the national squad.
And I expect him to really put on his best performance tonight. I think he's expecting a really good matchup coming from, or pressure coming from, this Mount Pleasant team. Also, we see the Mount Pleasant, with the build-up to this game, they're very serious in terms of how they're approaching the game. So not taking it lightly at all. Really looking as if they want to close this gap on Waterhouse.
Odette Hamilton with a whistle. She's very accustomed to having big assignments, this FIFA referee. And it's Mount Pleasant that will have the kickoff. Kimar Bushy Beckford standing over the ball. Mount Pleasant with a kickoff. McCullough, Hall. UWI winning the ball almost immediately.
It's going to be very interesting to see how Andrew Peart approaches the game here with his team tonight, because you're low in confidence, and I see them just playing back to Knight in goal. You find the teams, they don't really play around or play out from the back too much, and it'll be interesting to see how they approach this game, if they're very direct with their play, UWI.
Yeah, they've been winless in their last 7 matches, UWI. They have won just 1 of their last 18 games. Real problems for them. Benbow. Mount Pleasant on the attack. Taylor, good skill. So, foul on Benbow, a player that, because of how he plays, is always vulnerable to rough plays against him because he's very tricky, loves to take players on with his dribbling skills, and there are defenders who are committed to not allowing players like them to enjoy themselves.
For sure, the players, they don't take kindly to that, don't want to be embarrassed by skillful players. Couldn't really clear their lines, ball just bouncing around, and Mount Pleasant couldn't take advantage of it. But you felt the initial attempt was miscued, but should have been on target.
Thorne Simpson not given any time to turn there by the Mount Pleasant defenders. Throw one here by Mount Pleasant. There's their coach, Paul Teagat Davis, had also had a stint as the Arnett Gardens coach in the Premier League several years ago. So he knows these parts very well. McCullough leaving the ball for his captain, Liddale Ritchie, to strike. Ritchie plays laterally into the center of the field to Evan Taylor, the long ball specialist. Good pass wide. They've given the ball away. Simpson. Still Simpson. Oh, the shot and the save. Wow. Jelana Barnes. Barnes. Still Barnes. Goes for goal. He doesn't get around the effort well enough, so the save in the end is easy for Swaby.
Yeah, Barnes didn't get hold of that one. Really made good space for himself going across the 18, just outside the 18-yard box, but just when he pulled the trigger, didn't make good contact. But the initial shot, I felt, caught Swaby by surprise. Wasn't expecting the shot at the time when it was taken. But we've seen twice here from UWI that their outlet seems to be down their left-hand side. Twice we've seen them when they get possession played down that side.
Mount Pleasant in transition. Barnes under pressure. McCullough fouls him. In the regular season last year, when these teams met, Mount Pleasant won all three of them. There's the earlier play with Thorne Simpson dribbling, threatening into the box and getting a good left-footed shot off. But Swaby punching out of danger. Ryan Miller does well. Humphrey gives up a throw to Mount Pleasant. He's mentioning that the 3 times they met last year in the regular season, Mount Pleasant won all of the matches. 1-0 in November, 2-0 in December, and 1-0 in March. Then they met in the playoffs, and Mount Pleasant won 1-0 in the second leg after a 2-2 first leg draw.
Yes, definitely psychological advantage is with Mount Pleasant.
Humphrey's throw is pretty long. Mount Pleasant's defenders get the ball away, and here's Benbow very deep. This pass out there found hardware. Oh, pretty brutal challenge there by Williams. Gives up a free kick inside the Mount Pleasant half.
It was an easy call there for referee Hamilton. Clearly very late and took the player out.
Good skill there by Hardware, but the ball coming in too close to Amal Knight.
Yeah, just needed some curl on that one. Curved on, played into the box, just a little too straight.
Brian Miller, very skillful player for the UWI. 2 years in a row he has been their leading scorer. Ryan Miller was a Manning Cup standout with St. George's College. In fact, his coach Neville Burtis-Bell feels that he's one of the best schoolboy players he has ever coached, Ryan Miller.
And that's some compliment coming from Neville Bell, who's coached a lot of talented players.
Yeah, that's for sure. But Miller was a utility player for him. He played at right back, he played at central defense, he played as a sweeper, he played at midfield, and he was also captain of that double-winning team in 2012 when they won the Manning Cup and also won the Olivia Shield. There he is in the number 7 shirt for UWI, going back to help his defense out. Leading scorer for UWI last year with 12 goals. Leading scorer for UWI the season before with 7 goals. So definitely a quality player for UWI in the past couple of seasons. Oh, Amal Knight there with a fine save. He had to clutch onto that one for dear life.
Had to do that. It was close enough to him. You expect him. It was always dropping, so it was difficult for him. Couldn't take it high. But there's a lot of players around it. Had he mishandled that one?
Yeah, he did really well there. It's those kind of plays that if you drop the ball, there are players who are right there to make you pay for it. Isaacs. Oh, long, delightful ball in to Keslan Hall. Hall under pressure. Taylor being knocked off the ball by Zolana Barnes. Here's Barnes again.
And that's one area that UWI will have to do well tonight. Those one-on-one duels, they're going to have to come out on top with those.
Ben Davis inside. There goes Miller. Oh, the ball goes right through Simpson.
Yeah, I think Simpson and Miller, they really didn't get their wavelength sorted out.
Yeah, Miller would have been disappointed that Simpson didn't take that.
But we've seen enough sign already in the game as to why UWI they're in the situation they are in, because they don't look so bad going forward, but always tend to look shaky in defense. And already, as I said, in the last 4 rounds, taking the lead 3 times, not being able to hold on for victory.
Hunter's pass upfield, cleared away by the Mount Pleasant defense. Here comes Taylor. Traveling Mount Pleasant fans tend to be a little bit impatient with their team. They hate to see their team battling in tied-up situations. They want to see their team go ahead.
And especially they would have come here feeling that against UWI it should be an easy contest. Again, I think the pace of the game played by Mount Pleasant suiting UWI, not a frantic pace. And the transition there by Mount Pleasant really allowing UWI to get back into their shape, make it difficult to penetrate.
Dale Ritchie with an Mount Pleasant very, very prolific in their goal scoring in recent weeks. They've scored 12 goals in the last 6 matches they've played, Mount Pleasant. They're really getting their act together. 4 wins in their last 6 matches. Amal Knight has to tidy up the danger there because Mount Pleasant, with Keslan Hall pressing there, created huge problems in the box. Oh, what happened there? I'm not sure Simpson was touched.
I don't think he was touched, Lance. I was wondering if he got stuck in the turf there.
Yeah, there was something. Well, we look at the replay to see what happens. Wow, he saw Kevin Graham coming and just tumbled over. There it is. He's going to glance now, so he'll see Kevin Graham coming. Wow, but in the process of looking back, he may have lost his balance. Oh, that looked pretty clumsy, didn't it?
Clumsy. I think it was great acting, lads. He went down quite Hollywood style. But the referee fell for it.
There was something about it that looked involuntary, though. Here's Miller. UWI pushing in the box, says referee Hamilton. Wow, that one couldn't make the bloops and blunders real at the end of the season. Really not sure what happened there with Thorne Simpson. Well, Dwight, you're convinced that it was just straight acting to earn himself a free kick, which he did.
He did. It didn't come to anything. Hamilton, how did she fought for that one?
Well, maybe Hollywood awaits Thorne Simpson. Not too many Caribbean people make Hollywood. There's Simpson again. Robbed of the ball by Isaacs. Kevon Isaacs goes wide here to McCallum. Beckford. Benbo's hands get in the way. A very strong starting roster here named for Mount Pleasant. You have a player of the quality of a Francois Oswabia on the bench. It tells you that the depth of this Mount Pleasant team is pretty solid.
And also serious they're taking this fixture to see if they really can close the gap and get closer to the top of this table. It's 4 points off Waterhouse. Victory for them tonight, and they're within a point.
Simpson tries to steal the ball away from Kevin Graham. Unsuccessful. Here's Ladale Ritchie now. McCallum looking for close passing options. Keston Pole's pass is poor, so UWI win possession. Too much weight on that pass for Miller.
Miller didn't seem interested from the minute the pass was made. Wanted that closer to feet. But you feel the pace of the game, as I said earlier, is really suiting UWI. I don't think Mount Pleasant is moving this ball quick enough and carving out, shifting this UWI team.
Minute. Nothing significant yet in either attacking third. Both coaches at the moment looking studious. Of course, Mount Pleasant in a far, far superior position in the championship table than UWI. Rich's pass blocked by the advancing Ryan Miller. Taylor, one of his trademark long passes here to Benbow. Benbow's attempted cross inside blocked.
Bemba felt that it struck the arm of the defender. Not so doing, says referee Hamilton.
Solomon, former Portmore player, actually got into the Jamaica national team 3 years ago. Amal Knight. Richie and McCalla exchanges passes. Get it. McCalla's cross cut off there by Davian Shakes.
Beckford really wanted that ball played in, and so too the fans here felt that that was on. He had enough time to turn and play that ball into Beckford.
McCalla, well tackled by Shakes. Taylor under pressure from Miller. Keeps the ball well. Isaacs goes wide to Liston James. Isaacs. Wow.
Not sure who Isaac was looking for with that pass. And there was a lot of weight on it as well. And if someone was in that position, it would have been difficult to get on the end of that one. But both teams not quite slick and careful when they get in that final third. Both teams seeing their attacking thrust breaking up by the defenders.
Mount Pleasant fans and their vuvuzelas getting vocal. Beckford crashed into there by Mackenzie. Excellent turn there. Barnes crosses partially deflected. Graham's clearance not very solid. Benbow. Play cut off there by Williams. There goes Simpson. Fine save by Swaby. Alert and proactive.
That was a good move by the goalkeeper. Had to be quick off his line and really read the play well. Came out and smothered that one because Simpson was bearing down on it. A good touch there. Had to be vital, clinical with that touch, because had he mistimed that, it could have resulted in a penalty. It was a clean take there from Swaby.
Yeah, the margin of error for goalkeepers not very great in situations like those. He had to go clean for the ball, which he did.
And we know what strikers do, the faintest of touches, and they go down.
Yeah. This is Humphrey on the right. Miller's return pass to him, not as good as it needed to be. Benbow. Solomon with a solid challenge.
And Solomon had to get there for a moment. I felt he was going to struggle to get in that tackle. But in the end he did, and that was vital, because had he not done so, Benbow would have been getting a chance to run and goal. But we're 21 minutes in, and a break here with Beckford down. And when you look at both teams in this opening 21 minutes, for Mount Pleasant, you feel their transition has to be quicker. For the UWI, they have a challenge because Simpson, a lot of times, in the box, they have the four behind him, and sometimes when the ball is played up either wide or up to him, not enough players in support, and that's something they're going to have to work on.
Kamar pushing Beckford. In the past month and a half, and is the current leading scorer for Mount Pleasant with 8 goals. Kessler Hall sets the ball back here for McCalla. McCalla wants to strike from distance. Flicks the ball wide. You could see him angling himself for this strike on goal. Does have a lot of confidence in his shooting ability. Sula McCalla.
The minute he took his first touch, you saw that he had only one intention, and that was to go for goal. In the end, it really didn't make the type of connection he wanted.
Yeah, has already scored twice so far this season. His goals coming against Humberland and Dunbeholden. Jelana Barnes, oh, flicks it nicely on here to Miller. Whistle, and Graham is being penalized here for the challenge on Ryan Miller. So a free kick here from very, very deep for this UWI team. And Mount Pleasant, they've got a defending job to do here. Good flicked on pass there by Jelana Barnes. Miller labouring to get to it.
Yeah, Miller, not the quickest of player, doesn't have a lot of pace, but what he did well there is that the minute he got there, he just got his body between man and ball, and forced the infringement from Graham.
Swaby monitoring the near post. A two-man wall set up here. That's Keslan Hall and Jameel Hardware in the wall. Miller may strike it, and there are like 4 white shirts in the box waiting for scoring opportunities. Or maybe Barnes will strike it. 2 former St. George's College men. Played on the same championship winning team in 2012 to the near post and in the side netting. So Jelana Barnes going for the sneaky effort there on the near post, looking to get Swaby off guard, and he was just off target.
Yeah, off target on that occasion, but he has 3 goals to his name so far this season, so I feel that he can score some goals. It's always going to be difficult from that angle. He felt maybe he should have given the 4 players in the box an opportunity.
Miss it pass there by Hardware. Oh, delightful ball through. Keslan Hall! Oh, brilliant save by Amal Knight. Got in the way of the Hall effort and protecting for his team the 1-0 advantage. The 0-0 scoreline, I mean.
We spoke about Knight needing to come up big tonight to ensure his team stays in this, because you feel a clean sheet is something very important for UWI on that occasion. Made himself big.
Delightful ball through there by Evan Taylor. Oh, got onto the end of it and struck it. There's Taylor looking for him again.
That's a beautiful ball played by Taylor, just in the half space, and that really cut the 2 defenders out.
Thorne Simpson to Shakes, to Barnes. Good passage of play here by UWI. Shakes wants the ball back. Barnes has it. Miller. Humphrey. Richie gets.
Knight made himself as big as he possibly could.
Yeah, over 6 feet tall, Amal Knight. Did well there. Here's Miller. I think he was probably looking for Thorne Simpson there to run through to that one. I would hardly think that was a shot on goal. He would have struck it with more power.
And I think he was trying to curl it into the box penalty area, far post, more so penalty area, but really didn't get his foot wrap around it well enough.
James to Hall, to Hardware. Good passing here by Mount Pleasant. Taylor. Shakes looked to hurt himself there when he went for the challenge. too much on that long pass.
Yeah, Taylor looking to go long, but again, I think the problem Mount Pleasant had there is again the movement, how quickly they move the football.
Yeah, Shakes got himself hurt here in this challenge. He's here harassing Taylor for the ball, gets his feet entangled and appears to fall heavily on the shoulder, so he now has some shoulder ache. Neither coach looking pleased.
No, I was about to say that, Lance, that neither these two coaches would be pleased with what they've seen so far, and you get the feeling that with UWI really struggling to, you said the one win in their last 18 games, I mean, you'd feel that Mount Pleasant would have come out of the blocks quite quickly and go at them, and not much eye press from Mount Pleasant either. So really quite understanding the approach here from Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, and apart from UWI's poor record so far this season, as we've said, they've met 6 times before these two teams. Mount Pleasant only in their 2nd year in the tournament, UWI in their 5th. But of the 6 meetings they've met, we've had 4 Mount Pleasant wins, 2 drawn results. So UWI, up to this point, doesn't know what it feels like to beat Mount Pleasant.
And you feel that would have given Mount Pleasant the impetus to go at them.
Taylor doesn't like short passes, Taylor.
Yeah, you could see him looking up there to spray a long one.
Ball crossed inside. Solomon is a little bit lazy going for the ball. And Benbow, that's Beckford wins it. I'm wondering if Solomon is carrying an injury or something. He, for the 2nd time in the match there, looked a little casual in tough positions. Benbow advertises his ball handling skills and is fouled.
Yeah, bamboozled 2 defenders there, looking to go between them. As we look at it here, yes, and it was Miller who caught him in the end. But again, they are quite lazy in terms of going for it. It was really sloppy defending there. That type of thing epitomizes what UWI's defense has been like.
Yeah.
Really been porous.
9 UWI men now behind the ball, trying to protect.
The effort from Hardware, very talented player. Jamaica Hardware played in the USL Pro League for the Harris City Islanders and also St. Louis FC.
Here comes Benbow,
but Knight gets there first. Benbow now in the middle of the park. He had started out on the right. Mount Pleasant now beginning to impose themselves on the game. Barnes, still Barnes.
Hardware's pass is poor. Shakes gets the return pass.
Zilana Barnes. Oh, the effort on goal goes high.
It was a difficult skill to execute. Wanted to hit it one time. Flicked up, looking to cut across it. Trying to aim for the far post. Not too easy to execute.
Tishawn Williams, the former Titchfield high man, with that high effort. Swaby hasn't had a whole lot to do in the Mount Pleasant goal so far. Beckford onto the end of it. Benbow coming into the box. Ball headed behind by Solomon. Did that quite expertly because there was pressure on.
Yeah, most definitely was a control header. You could see him getting under and just pushing it over.
Less than 15 minutes to the halftime break. And it's been corner kick. Four wins in their last 6 matches, Mount Pleasant. Finished 3rd in the regular season last year. That was Kevin Graham with a fine sliding effort. Benbow, still Benbow. Just cutting the ball back there for Kevon Isaacs, whose right-footed effort was off target.
Again, difficult for that one coming across the body, but that was a neat effort on goal. And Graham there.
Yeah, Kevin Graham, a very spectacular kind of player. Kevin Graham.
Humphrey was on the line there to clear it. And so often when you have players on the line, you tell them the ball is played into the box. You don't leave that post until it would have cleared the 18-yard box and the danger would have been averted. And on that occasion, Humphrey did his job very well.
Oh, delightful pass. Here comes Hardware. Hardware into the box. Now he loses it. Tried to beat one more player when maybe there was, at least for a split second, an opportunity to strike at goal right-footed.
And I don't think the decision to try and beat that player would have been a good one. It was taking him away from goal as well. And he felt it was unnecessary for him to do that because he would have then put the defender between him and goal again.
Yeah, spent a year at Arnott Gardens after leaving Boys Town. Jamil Hardware. He's already enjoying a better goal-scoring year this year than he had in his debut season with Mount Pleasant last year. 6 goals he had last year. He already has 8 so far this year. Remember in the 2017-18 season when Waterhouse were beaten finalists, which was his last season at Waterhouse, he was their leading scorer with 12 goals. The year before that he had scored 7 goals for Waterhouse. So prolific for Waterhouse in the last 2 seasons he spent there. But a little below par in his first season at Mount Pleasant last year with just 6 goals. But beginning, as we said at the top of the broadcast, to find his scoring boots once again. And he is at the moment comfortably Mount Pleasant's leading scorer with his 8 goals. Jordan Fletcher and Benbow have 4 each. So he has doubled them. McCullough. Beckford. Oh, great pass inside there, looking for Keslan Hall. Didn't arrive. Beckford comes and keeps the play alive. Still Beckford. Still Beckford. Now Thorne Simpson for UWI. He dismisses Evan Taylor. And Benbow grabs onto Thorne Simpson. And that might be a yellow card. That was a blatant holding on there by Benbow. And it does appear as if Odette Hamilton is being lenient.
Yeah, beautiful skill there, Taylor just shifting from the line. Taylor was a goner.
Yeah, that's certainly hovering on a yellow card infringement, because it was a quick transition play for UWI. That's what Ryan Miller is telling Odette Hamilton.
It was more like a rugby challenge. Maybe he didn't like the way that Taylor was dismissed.
Yeah.
Benbow.
Benbow is himself looking to be in some discomfort, because after being grabbed onto. I think Thorns Simpson was sort of flinging his arms a bit as well. So maybe Benbow did suffer from some reaction from Simpson on that play.
But lucky, I feel not to be on a yellow card at the moment.
So this is the final match in the calendar year of Premier League football, which will see Waterhouse in the calendar year as the championship leaders. Effort driven directly on goal there by Shamar Hunter. Pretty ambitious strike there.
Ambitious Hunter hasn't scored a goal this season as Hunter. And he has 2 assists, and he's a player coming over from Clarendon College, I was told.
Benbow with a back flick. McCullough. Well, the crowd shouted that the man was on. Whistle, handball, free kick to UWI. Just 7 minutes of time remaining. Swaby could hold on to it. Beckford receives the ball well. Beckford, still Beckford. Can he get the shot off? He's forced very wide by Tennille Mackenzie.
Yeah, I think Mackenzie did well, always forcing Beckford away from goal. Initially, good take from Beckford. Defender got too tight and he just rolled away from him. And coupled with the fact that Mackenzie did well, the Beckford touch was a bit heavy as well. And that also caused him to be forced away from goal.
Evan Taylor with the corner kick here. Former Harbourview and Reno midfielder. Good corner.
Knight clutches onto it though. I think Knight wanted to get play restarted as quickly as he could, but he didn't like the passing options available to him.
It's a good kick from Taylor. I think Taylor, he really has good delivery on him.
One of the better dead ball kickers in the island for sure, Evan Taylor. Hunter. Pass cut off by Graham. Hardware under pressure. Hall wins it now. This is Isaacs. That's Javoy Bell-Navis putting a lot of pressure on there for UWI. Here. Humphrey taking no chances. There's a UWI player down. And that's Devian Shakes, I think.
He's just feeling his groin a bit there.
McCullough. Taylor strikes from distance. Does have a lot of confidence in his kicking ability, so it's not entirely surprising that he made that effort. But he needs to be accurate. 4 minutes to the halftime break.
Yeah, that one was never going to be troubling Knight in goal.
Knight with a kick out. Hardware. Benbow. Oh, delightful pass to Hardware. Can Hardware get the crossing? He does. Well, not really. Went behind.
It was the defender who prevented it from going inside there. I think it was Williams who intercepted that pass, so that's square inside. But it was a lovely ball, dinked over the top.
Yeah. I think Mount Pleasant have had enough ball possession and frequent forays into the attacking third to leave them disappointed that they haven't made that count here in the first half.
I think the final ball, the quality.
Reflection.
Appears so, but no appeal from Mount Pleasant. But I felt, as you look at this one coming over, wondering if Beckford could have hit it first time. Just on the half volley. They needed to shift it and then try and get a shot off.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any protest here from Beckford, which suggests that maybe there was not a deflection, but
no, it seemed to just spooned off.
In real time, it did appear as if Taneem McKenzie got a boot onto that ball. Less than 2 minutes to the half-time break. Don't expect that a lot of time will be added on for stoppages. There weren't many. Miller plays with a lot of assurance, Miller.
I understand that there'll be about 2 minutes added on at the end of this half.
Keslan Hall passing quickly there towards Benbow, but Benbow had turned his back and started sprinting forward. Isaacs to Taylor. James. Benbow. Taylor. McKenzie gets in there. Oh, the dummy! And the effort on goal by Kamar Bushy Beckford. Humphrey. Simpson. Spell Navis forward. Navis, a former Jamaica College schoolboy standout. Face almost of Damana Solomon. But that looked to be heading goalwards, I thought.
It seemed to have been on goal for sure, but not for that block. No, I don't think he knew much about it, Solomon, but was in the right place at the right time. Had enough pace on it that you feel a goalkeeper Knight would have been interested in that one, and we see the fourth official indicating, confirming minimum of 2 minutes added on to this first half.
Yeah, there's the Jameel Hardware effort here. Just makes some room for himself, crashes the ball. It's, I think, onto the arm there of Damana Solomon. And he certainly got in the way.
And the arm was in line with the body. And as such, close range too, couldn't do much about it, so no chance of a handball there. And in fairness, there was no appeal for it.
But it was a firm strike from Hardware. Who has only one goal so far this season in a 2-2 draw against Arnett Gardens back in September.
It's an attacking midfielder which is not afraid to shoot. Just need to get his accuracy level up some more.
Wow, excellent control by Ryan Miller. Whistle.
Miller doesn't have a lot of pace about him, but his technical ability, there's no doubt.
Humphrey. Simpson in the box waiting for it. An attempted header on goal there by Williams. Didn't really get a clean header. He was under pressure from a couple of Mount Pleasant challengers. There's Liston James.
Yeah, but it was a good ball in the box.
So time added on for stoppages expiring, and Odette Wilson has seen enough of the first half, which hasn't offered that much to the fans. A few moments of excitement for this Mount Pleasant team, but with a 0-0 score after 45 minutes, UWI, who have been winless in their last 7 matches and have won just 1 of their last 18 games, they would be reasonably happy that they have not conceded a goal here in the first half.
Well, we're very happy for that. As I said, I felt they would have been the happier team going in at half-time. And at first they want to build on a solid defensive platform. They have let in lots of goal in recent times, so they definitely would be happy with that. So Tiga Davis there, you see, have a lot to think about in terms of his half-time team talk.
So at half-time, no goals yet between these two teams. UWI currently 11th in the standings. Mount Pleasant, the #2 team in the land in only their 2nd season in the Red Stripe Premier League. No goals at half-time. Back with the first half highlights and our half-time feature after the break.
Defender to electrify the crowd. Look at this piece of play. I've gone. And we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears. Some good moments in the first half here for Mount Pleasant. A few bright spots for the UWI team, but no goals yet at half-time as these two teams battle for some ascendancy. Evan Taylor, a superb dead ball kicker across the box there, and Beckford's strike across was badly handled. And Neil McKenzie in the end has to use his chest to get the ball back to his goalkeeper, but UWI looking a little vulnerable there at the back early.
Shaky at the back there, to say the least. Really didn't handle that one well.
Thorne Simpson runs into the box here for UWI and unleashes a left-footed strike that Swaby Paris and Jelana Barnes collects on the far side, but Simpson looked threatening in moments here in this first half, but Swaby having his near post well marshalled. One of the better moments again here for this.
And any mishandling and he could have created a penalty.
Delightful ball through here by Taylor, but Kesslin holds effort right-footed is well stopped by Amal Knight, who is big and gets in the way.
I think that was the best effort there for Mount Pleasant in the first half. Beautiful ball from Swaby, from Taylor.
Yeah, another effort there with Kevin Graham with a sliding effort to the near post, and Humphrey right near the goal line here protecting the near post and helping his goalkeeper out. 5 shots attempted on goal by UWI, 2 of them on target. Fewer attempts on goal by Mount Pleasant, 4, 1 on target. 11 fouls in the match so far. No cards, Pretty clean game up to this point. 5 corners though forced by Mount Pleasant to just 1 by UWI. Mount Pleasant enjoying more time on the ball at 53%. But it's been a cagey first half, I think, for Mount Pleasant, who have played a pretty patient game, but they got some near misses, and UWI looked at points a little sloppy at the back.
So I really think Mount Pleasant really need to force the game a little bit more. So they need to pick up the pace.
There's Shavar Thomas, the man who guided Portmore to the championship title as coach. Shavar, of course, now coaches in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And there's a familiar face, one of the young sports producers in local media. She's always watching football. Our halftime feature has Liston James, one of the original Mount Pleasant men.
Liston Crocodile James, Mount Pleasant FA, Spotlight.
What's your favorite color and tell me why?
White.
And why is this person your favorite footballer?
Lucio from Brazil.
Yeah.
And he's my favorite baller because his style of play, dribble out the back and pass it. The long pass he have, it's my special.
What are your favorite skills?
My favorite skill? When the ball comes, I take it in my chest and put it down and pass.
What kind of movies or series you watch on TV?
My favorite character is James Bond because he's always around the girls.
Oh, dog. New tricks.
Yeah. I watch football and I will listen music. Mostly listen dancing and the 6 bars. Now say them are 6 but them are ticks. Them don't know the style and them don't know the flicks. Spotlight me I give 2 dance. First one from Ding Dong. This one is some Chi-Ching Ching. Rock the world now, rock the world now, rock the world now, rock the world now, rock the world now.
Are you brave enough to tell the name of your first girlfriend?
First girlfriend where I really did rate still, you know. From Chilani, Shanice, and we used to go Granville Primary.
What's one of your favorite football memories?
My favorite memory, you know, is when Jamaica go to the World Cup and seeing Theodore Whitmore score that goal. I'm in the spotlight, you know, because I was with Mount Pleasant from the start of the season, and right now I'm currently doing well in the defense line, so that's why the moment they put me in. Also, when we step out, me smooth and we can dance. Rock the world now, rock the world now, rock the world now.
Rock the world now, dancers are rock the world.
Liston Crocodile James in the spotlight. Valencia, they'll be at home to A-Bar. That's 6:30 Saturday morning, 7:30 Eastern Caribbean time on Sports Max 2. Barcelona, the defending champions and La Liga leaders. They'll be away to Espanyol later in the afternoon on Saturday at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time. Lionel Messi will be looking for more goals. And next week, Monday, Red Stripe Football Mondays. The first Monday night fixture of the new year, 2020. Arnett Gardens, currently number 3 in the table, up against Reliance, who are number 10. 7:30 pre-game show, 8:30 Eastern Caribbean time, and that's on Sports Max 2. The fans are awaiting the start of the second half. 0-0 is the scoreline at the moment. There's Damien Hatt, the Arnett Gardens goalkeeper, although in recent weeks he has given way to Shadim Rodriguez, the young former Kingston College Manning Cup goalkeeper. We expect to see Damien Hatt back in the goal for Arnett Gardens, probably in the new year. We go to break. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff for the second half. Mount Pleasant and UWI locked at 0-0.
Jeffrey Grant. Grant, not a great pass, but it ends with Miller. Chance here! And it's in the back of the net. Chevon Mark.
Based on where this is going to be taken from, it's almost like a corner. The ball headed towards goal and in. Jamalco getting the goal. The go-ahead goal. They've worked really, really hard for it.
Ronaldo Christian, the left back.
Brown turns expertly, sets the ball back. Oh, what a brilliant strike! Stephen Williams brings Waterhouse level at 2-2.
Brilliant setup play here. This is Roberts. Checks in onto the left foot inside. The chest trap by Howell. And on from the outside of the left foot, Stephen Williams.
One bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem to. Red stripe, watcha. Man shall I better forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run the marathon boy. The red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah yo.
Okay, so this is not the movie channel. It's football. And there are no actors on the field. UWI up against Mount Pleasant FA. And the fans close to our commentary point here. A bit unruly. And we do apologize because some expletives are filtering into our microphones. There's Liddell Ritchie, captain of this Mount Pleasant team. The 30-year-old former Mobay United man. There's Nigel Stewart himself and technical director Paul Teagat Davis strategizing. Midfield general on the bench tonight and looking to suit up. Maybe he'll get some playing time soon. So next week the January window opens for transfers, and it will be very interesting to see what sort of changes will be made to the various teams. I would suspect that UWI would be one of the teams that may be impacted, whether positively or negatively, by some transfers in the January window.
He says you expect them to make some move in the window. They need to shore up at the back and also need goals in the team, because when you look at the squad tonight, it's 11 goals in it. And you mentioned Fabian McCarthy, he has 2 goals. So he might be one that they'll be looking to bring into this game to really break this deadlock. But UWI certainly needs to get on the winning column in terms of doing themselves some favors in getting out of the drop zone.
There's Fabian McCarthy. Looks as if he'll be getting some playing time to probably match the midfield work of Evan Taylor for this Mount Pleasant team. Taylor behind a lot of the offensive passes for this Mount Pleasant team that got them in scoring positions in the first half. Good passer of the ball. There was his free kick into the box that had the UWI defender scrambling. Here's this long ball played forward here for Benbow to latch onto. Benbow creating problems here in the first half with his dribbling skills, and there's the best pass through there to Keslan Hall, whose first touch may not be as good as it needed to. the first half that they've not been able to capitalize on.
Yeah, that pass to All was it deserving of a better finish. Certainly was a beautiful pass. It really carved open the UWI defense. Really didn't give their defenders any chance, and it really just left for All to really finish. He bailed UWI out with a poor finish in the end.
So here comes Fabian McCarthy now. He is entering the game now, and in a moment we will confirm who has been the player to give way to Fabian McCarthy. One of the top midfielders in the island, was brought into the national setup initially by Coach Schaefer's. A good holding midfielder who commands the ball.
The introduction of McCarthy and Solomon, who really was very lethargic in defense there too, Lance. We saw a few occasions.
Hunter. Miller fouled. Kevin Graham, free kick to UWI. Miller made.
It seems like there's definitely a shift in shape here, Lance, from UWI. We've seen three distinct with that play build up developing, three at the back.
And he's been so far this season below his regular scoring schedule. And Miller with the free kick here for UWI. No goals so far this season for Miller. He was looking for his first there, missing the near post.
I don't think that had enough pace on it as well. It was never going to beat goalkeeper Knight. If that was on targeted pairs, he would have covered it. That near post just didn't have enough conviction with that effort, Miller. I think he's going to beat goalkeeper Knight rather. He really needed more conviction on that effort.
Hall trying to break free and gets by. Hall still with the ball. Effort blocked initially, but Isaacs gets the rebound. Kevon Isaacs. Hardware. Wanted Benbow to create the angle for the pass. Hardware fouled by Williams. He wants the free kick quickly. In the meantime, Benbow is down with an injury. So we had on that occasion, Hardware wanted the play to restart quickly, but an injury to his teammate. Got to it, but wasn't able to direct it on goal.
Again, a good delivery in the box. And just in time, his header, well, he was on his way down.
Yeah.
That's when he met the ball.
McCullough scored one of the goals for Mount Pleasant in their 2-2 draw with UWI in the playoffs last year. I think it was a headed goal as well. So he knows how to position himself in the box. A lot of activity on the Mount Pleasant bench. 4 players warming up at the moment.
You feel this game needs an injection of something. It needs a goal for sure.
Good skill by Hall. But his second or third touch had a little bit too much on it. Hunter is down with an injury. Let's see what referee Odette Hamilton does here. Yeah, Hall comes in where he steps when he was losing possession of the ball and just stepped onto Hunter. So here comes Benbow though. Isaacs retrieves on the right. That's Liston James in fact. James's pass inside looking for Hall. Thorne Simpson has pace. Simpson. Barnes. Still Barnes does really well here, Barnes, but loses his balance and the ball. Looks to the referee for sympathy, but doesn't appear to be getting any.
He's claiming that he was tugged there, Barnes, and looking for a free kick.
Now, well, let's see what happened here. He tried to use his change of pace to get by Kevin Graham. There was some contact from Graham.
I don't think there was much in it there.
Yeah, don't think so either. Hardware. Isaacs. McCullough. Hall. Taylor. Beckford trying to slip the ball back. Beckford coming back in defense because he probably is taking responsibility for Mount Pleasant losing the ball. Barnes has a bit of room here. Oh, that's a foul on Ryan Miller. Yellow card for the challenge. A very, very aggressive challenge there on Miller as he was about to turn.
I think Graham is known for that. I think he's the player. He really got to play before getting any of the ball.
Yeah.
He's that type of player.
So he was the advancing player, so I think because Miller was on the receiving end of the challenge, he felt the contact even more. Graham coming up from behind. Free kick here for UWI and an opportunity again here for Ryan Miller.
You feel that if he's going to be David Swaby in goal here for Mount Pleasant, he's going to have to give a lot more effort. Confirmation of the yellow card there for Kevin Graham. Across.
There's the McCarthy effort. Yeah, it does appear as if
He had taken a step to his left, and so he had to scramble to get across.
Yeah. Evan Taylor just sticking a boot out there and deflecting it behind. Maybe it was heading for the low corner of the goal. Miller wants the ball back and gets it. Right across the box. And the attempted effort on goal there doesn't reach the target. And then Miller doesn't do well with the rebound. Mount Pleasant players warming up as well, including the tall bearded one, Francois Swaby.
And the evidence of what we've seen on the pitch so far, don't think it's before long that we'll see introduction of the substitutes coming on from Mount Pleasant. They won't be pleased with taking just a point from this game.
Swaby. Amal Knight does well there. deemed to have been fouled by Benbow, so says referee Odette Hamilton. But Hamilton looked very skillful Amal Knight looked skillful there in going for the take.
Yeah, at the moment there you thought it was going to go over him, but because of his tall frame, big reach, he's able to pluck that one out. The bounce off the turf was getting over Knight.
Yeah, I think his knee there made contact with the abdominal region of Benbow, who really bravely went in for that challenge.
I would say it's a brave striker that goes in when a goalkeeper comes out like that. Maybe he'll tell you it's the reason why he's getting the goals that he has gotten so far. 4 goals to his name, Cardinal Benbow.
They would have faced each other, Benbow and Amal Knight, as schoolboys. Benbow for St. George's College and Amal Knight for Wolmer's. They were Walk Cup champions in 2012, Wolmer's, when St. George's College were Manning Cup champions, and completing the dub with the Olivia Shield as well. Benbow looks a little bit more badly hurt than we may have thought.
I was just looking there if I saw an indication coming from to indicate that he might be done for the night, but let's wait and see. They're waiting patiently to hear if they're going to have to get someone on in his place.
I see Shaquille notice among the players on the bench for Mount Pleasant getting ready to get some playing time, or Malik Chang, one of them.
Malik Chang, he's a 16-year-old in the Mount Pleasant setup here, second inclusion in the squad.
Foul on Thorne Simpson, and that neat pass upfield was played by Fabian McCarthy. Unable to keep the ball in, Humphrey.
Good take in the end, but he ran out of real estate there.
Ronaldo Rodney now in at the number 17 for Evan Taylor. So Taylor exits the game. Rodney, a different kind of player from Evan Taylor, more of a runner with the ball. So I guess with Ronald Rodney's inclusion, there'll be some more energy in the midfield for Mount Pleasant, but then losing the passing ability of Evan Taylor. McCarthy looks so smooth on the ball. Barnes. McCarthy. Attempt there by McCarthy to squeeze the ball through on the right. He has had so many touches off the ball, McCarthy, since he's come on.
I think Rodney's inclusion, Rodney there, is to bring some more pace to it. As you said, Lance, a runner with the ball, but one who's very robust in midfield.
There's McCarthy under some pressure. Ben Davis goes inside to McCarthy. McCullough gets in the way. Hall, delightful ball forward here to Benbow. Benbow, Beckford! What a goal!
Bedford, and the hot striker from Mount Pleasant makes his presence felt at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex.
That was a good ball in the box, and he took that very smartly. And that's a striker's finish. And he struck it with confidence. But what about the pass? It was a beautiful pass into the box there. And it was Benpo with the pass. And the defender just cut out the defender. Precision on the pass, and the finish was emphatic. There was no chance in goal there for Amal Knight. That pass was a peach.
Yeah. Sliding effort by Tennille McKenzie to try to cut the pass off, but he wasn't able to do it. And Kimar Bushy Bedford now strikes his 7th goal in 9 games.
And his 9th overall, bearing down on double figures. And you did say he's finding his shooting boots, Lance.
Yeah, he only scored 2 goals in the entire first round of 11 matches. And as I said last year, for the entire season, he only had 6 goals. He's already had 9, and we haven't started the 3rd round yet. So he's showing the kind of scoring form this year that he showed in his last season at Waterhouse, when he helped propel them to the championship final.
Every bit of that scoring boot he made contact with, but the game needed a goal. And what a goal to break the deadlock. Everything in a complete one, the pass and the finish was of high quality.
Real problems here for UWI. Up to half time. Oh, delightful pass forward. Here comes Jameel Hardware!
Just now, just spooned away at the last minute. Seemed to be on target, but he hit across it, and the technique just took it away from that near post.
Miller to Williams, Hunter, Barnes. Oh, Barnes does well to keep the ball here. Benpo chasing. The ball slipped inside here by Ladale Ritchie. Stands tall. Liston James with a pass forward there, and Hardware just making room and getting the shot off.
Didn't get around it, didn't get to wrap his foot around it enough. Yeah. In the end, it just spooned away.
To be fair, Amal Knight was right there on the near post though, so I'm not sure if that would have beaten him anyway. Beckford. Beckford, a bundle of energy. Really delighting his fans now, the 28-year-old.
Well, the fans before the game started, they did say, the Mount Pleasant fans, that they expect him to be in the thick of things, expect him to get goals tonight, and he has not let them down. More troubles here for Coach Peart.
Yeah, this UWI team and Fair United are currently rooted to the bottom of the table in 11th and 12th spots, both on 15 points, and significantly off the 10th place team, which is Mullines.
The problem we have, Lance, is with the transfer window opening up, you think they're going to have to do some business there if there's anything available, because on the evidence of what we've seen, don't seem to have the squad to deal with it.
Simpson under pressure, but does really well. Ball back here to Williams. Now McCarthy. Hunter miscontrols the ball, and Beckford wins it. Bendo is a long way offside. There's just a little bit more energy in this Mount Pleasant team now that they have scored. Daniel Green, national under-23 Olympic player, about to enter the game at the expense of Jameel Hardware.
So Hardware exits. And Daniel Green about to get in. Very, very strong Mount Pleasant roster this.
And the two players that have come in with confirmation with Green coming in, Hardware out. The two players that Mount Pleasant have brought on in the second half, Rodney and Green, they have a goal to their name this season, so increasing the tally in terms of players on the park who can provide goals.
Yes. Mount Pleasant team. They already have 11 different goal scorers so far in their team this season, compared to UWI, who have only six different scorers. Isaacs, he's one of the scorers. He has had two. There goes Benbow on goal. Shakes gets in the way. Turns away from Miller. Graham inside to Ritchie. Isaacs at holding midfield. Rodney. Hall under pressure. Keeps the ball well. Oh, delightful ball wide here to Liston James. James goes inside looking for Green. Benbow under pressure. Gets assistance from James. Oh, the Mount Pleasant fans are happy now. The team playing good football.
Yeah, they're really spraying the pass about Mount Pleasant and using the full width of the pitch. Really, UWI here chasing the shadows.
Yeah. Sometimes it's what a goal does for a team. They begin to get more confident and the composure sets in. Green goes for goal. Quick effort there on goal by Green, who has just come on as a super sub.
Talking about confidence, that's showing a lot of confidence there, Green. Took the shot just on the half volley there. And it seems if it was on target, you feel Amal Knight would have been struggling there. Seems rooted to the spot.
Shakes. Hall tries to put pressure on. Oh, Knight overhits it and gives up a throw to Mount Pleasant. UWI getting ready to make another change. Shawayne Barrett, 2 goals already this season, is coming on for the 5-goal man, Torrance Simpson.
Early in the game, Simpson, he had a shot a long time ago in that first half. Not seen much from him, but he's the man with 5 goals for UWI. So brave move there with taking off. The goals have been coming from, and there we see confirmation. Shawayne Barrett has come in for Torrance Simpson.
Barnes, but they've lost it. And now Mount Pleasant, well, they've lost it as well.
Well, in all fairness to Simpson, who've been taken off. Yes, we didn't see much of him, but service to Simpson, there's not been a lot of service, and if things don't change, you get the feeling that Barrett will suffer the same fate in terms of not having much effect on the game. And we see Simpson tonight is done. He didn't do much tonight. I'll be hoping that the remainder of this one, his team can salvage something from it.
Hunter. Just substitute. Barrett wants the ball back. Graham with a decisive left-footed challenge. Hunter. Oh, the ball hits into referee Hamilton.
He's conceded 18 goals overall.
Benbow to Rodney. Here comes McCullough. Mount Pleasant now playing with a lot of comfort and confidence. James. Oh, tries to slide the ball in. Hall went for it, but then went under it.
It seems as if he deliberately left it feeling that there was a player behind him. As we have a look here, this will confirm for us. Just at the last minute, he seems to just take his head out of the way.
Yeah.
Might have felt there was a player on the far post.
Oh, Rodney with a quick counter. Beckford goes on goal. Can he make it? Number 2 sets the ball in. Fine goal by Mount Pleasant. Daniel James, the super sub, beats Amal Knight.
Daniel Green there, some coming on, and in fact making an immediate impact on the game. Compared further misery being brought on Andrew Peard, Mount Pleasant substitute, doing the business here. A beautiful finish here. Just helped it on its way, just sweep it in the far corner.
Yeah.
Did Green.
Knight appeared to get a slight hand on the ball, but not enough to keep it out.
He did touch it, Knight, but just going away from him. The way the ball was played, it was always going away from him. So it was always going to be difficult for him to stop it. And it was a Beckford, the goal scorer, turning provider on that occasion.
Green just sliding the ball in right-footed, just steering the ball. UWI now, because the momentum of this game significantly now in Mount Pleasant's favor. Knight on the edge of the box, so doesn't go with the hand.
And we talk about how UWI coming into this game needed to show up their defensive work, and not doing so tonight. Been preached twice. In the pre-game interview, did hear Andrew Peart saying that this Mount Pleasant team, when they do get goals, they don't sit back, they keep coming. So there could be more goals in this one for Mount Pleasant if UWI don't really get a grip with this.
Mount Pleasant now ready to completely boss this game. Less than 18 minutes remaining. Mount Pleasant on the live points table are now a point behind leaders Waterhouse. McCullough, Hall, Benbow, Beckford, Rodney. Thought he wanted the ball back, but Green decides to play the comfortable game. 58% ball possession at the moment for Mount Pleasant.
And unlike in the first half, they've made the possession stats count in the second half. Much more pace to their play in going forward. have worked. Not so the case for Andrew Peart. Seems like UWI heading for another defeat.
Green, the substitute, had 4 goals for Mount Pleasant last year. And he increases his tally now to 2 for 2019-2020. Yeah, the Mount Pleasant fans are now happy. They're sensing their 11th win of the season. Only Waterhouse has scored as many victories so far this season. So this is now exhibition time for Mount Pleasant. They're now fully enjoying their game.
Even the goalkeeper coming into play here, getting out of his box, getting a touch on it.
Well, Kevin Graham, a little bit casual there. Gives up a throw deep in the half.
Took his eye off the ball there.
UWI getting ready to make another change. Trey Bennett, the 20-year-old former KC man, now gets into the game in place of Shamar Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter, 2 assists to his name this season, former Clarendon College player, but not really affecting the game tonight.
Long ball forward, Hall puts the chase on, but Humphrey gets there first.
It's vital for Humphrey to make contact with that one. Difficult dropping over.
Less than 14 minutes remaining. Graham forward here to Isaacs, who is under some pressure from the substitute. Trey Bennett, who just came on. Green to James. James's pass is cut off by Solana Barnes, but in a flash, Mount Pleasant win the ball back. Green. So at the moment, a few instances here where we see Mount Pleasant not showing that much willingness to attack, but just to keep the ball.
I think they're trying to just pull the UWI players out of position and then just spring on the counter, because with the introduction of Rodney and Green, more pace to their play, Mount Pleasant.
Barnes. Liston James gets in the way. Miller. McCarthy. Humphrey. Richie stumped. And robust in defense for Mount Pleasant. Bendo loses possession of the ball. McCarthy under pressure from Kesslin Hall. Mount Pleasant just starving UWI of ball possession. Their body language is suggesting that they feel they've got this one in the bag, and it's just a matter of tightening the screws.
So Rodney there just looking for that final pass to just pass it around and put UWI in that state of comfort then, or just thinking that nothing is going to happen, and then just like that looking to spring a pass is going to open up their defense.
Bell Navis.
But in all fairness, we have not seen anything from UWI in the second half. No clear-cut opportunities being created. They really have not troubled this Mount Pleasant team. Been really comfortable in defense, Mount Pleasant.
This is easily so far the worst season that UWI has had since their first. Their debut season 2015-2016, when only 4 teams qualified for the playoffs. Then they finished 5th, so they're just 1 place outside of a playoff spot. The following year they reached the playoffs after finishing 2nd in the regular season, but lost out to Portmore in the semi-finals.
And you feel, Lance, they would have lost a number of players this season too, so
yeah,
that would have affected them. It seemed to have affected them for sure. And now
a complete turnaround in form in the 3rd round to set things straight. Beckford. Humphrey tackles successfully. There's Trey Bennett. Oh, good skill by Barnes. A real quality player, Zelano Barnes, former national under-20 player himself. There's a substitute, Barrett. Step overs, still Barrett. Can he get the left-footed shot off? No, he's hustled off the ball by Kevin Graham. But that looked exciting while it lasted.
It looked exciting, and when the step over was ended and he went to his left, just ran away from him, looking to pull the trigger. You see fast step overs, he cut back to his left. But you have to give the defender credit there.
Yeah.
I think it was Graham who came across and just closed that window of opportunity. He couldn't pull the trigger in the end.
Yeah, real problems here for UWI. There goes Bennett now with some room. Goes for the strike from distance. And that had power, but it went wide.
It's a fizzing effort there from Bennett. And Swaby, he had his interest there. Swaby was...
Yes, it was well struck, but just about a meter wide. Mount Pleasant just over 7 minutes away from their 11th victory of the season. UWI haven't won since the 17th of November when they beat Malines by 2-1, and before that
confidence is really at rock bottom. Coach Andrew Peart, if he were to really pull them out of this relegation zone, and it would have been probably one of his finest moments in coaching, because it's really looking very difficult for UWI.
They've shown resilience in the past, though. Last year, I think they were on a 6-game losing streak at one point, which was the longest losing streak for the entire season. And they went through a pretty bad patch, but still ended up rallying in the 3rd round and making the playoffs. So Coach Peart would want to throw his mind back on that sort of Houdini effort that he had last year.
And when you're in this type of situation, you have to try and reflect on the more positive moments. Any moment that you can call on will give you some hope.
Yeah.
Because that's all they have now is hope.
Benbow gets rid of Mackenzie. Still Benbow. Green with an opportunity, the goalkeeper alone to beat, and missed it. The call was there, but he hesitated because he knew he was offside. Here's the play again.
Yeah, it's good skill here from Benbow. And even with a tugging from the defender, couldn't stop him.
Yeah, well, it's Beckford who knew that he was offside, so he backed off and allowed Green to run through on goal, but Green appeared a little bit over anxious and didn't settle himself because he had a lot of time. He could have been a lot more composed with the effort and given himself a second.
On Beckford, but with that run through there, you felt Green late running in really had an opportunity to put this one out of sight.
Benbow off. There's the teenager now on, Malik Chan.
Yes, he's the one in the academy up there at Mount Pleasant. He's 16 years old, second time being included and getting his some playing time here. And I guess because it's looking so comfortable for Mount Pleasant, talented youngster given a chance to wet his foot in the Premier League. But really should have come into this game with Mount Pleasant leading by 3-0. And Benbow, when he was substituted, showing his frustration that Green did not complete the move. I think because of the skillful work he had done before, he wanted something to top that one off.
Just 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining.
The second half has really flown, so I don't expect a lot of time added on at the end of this.
McCarthy with a good pass through to Barrett. Miller there trying to get a shot off, but he was robbed of the opportunity as Rod.
United starting out his playing days at Cooper's Pen FC in Trelawney.
Wow. Wasted effort there from Barrett.
Pretty much sums up UWI's night. Like I said, second half really have not created anything that would have troubled this Mount Pleasant team.
Barrett just did well there to set himself up for an opportunity to shoot. Himself and Jelana Barnes got the 2 goals in their victory over Malines on the 17th of November, which was their last victory.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, Barnes has had a good game tonight in spurts. Short corner.
That would have been off the training ground, but based on confidence, was not even able to execute that.
Knight goes wide there to Humphrey, who is shoved off the ball by Kesslin Hall. Here comes Beckford. Can he strike left footed? He does! Deflection! Goal number 3 on the night! Beckford with a double! 10 goals on the season for Kimar Bushy Beckford! And an exclamation mark put on this game. Mount Pleasant emphatic. UWI deflated.
Well, you can't score if you don't shoot. And Beckford, no wonder he has the goal 10 this season into double figures. And sets himself up for the shot. Goalkeeper Amal Knight really undone by the deflection. Let's see if that one seemingly was on target. But the minute he got that under his spell. Beckford, he wanted to shoot.
Wow,
And
the deflection appeared to have been from
you'd feel.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything about that for sure. Only Corey Burke and Dean Andre Thomas have scored more goals than Kamar Beckford has now this season. Rodney taken down. Yeah, so we thought that the change from Evan Taylor to Rodney would have made Mount Pleasant more mobile with a lot of energy, because Rodney, this guy, is a lot more of a runner on the ball than Evan Taylor was, and his introduction appears to have created more problems for UWI.
Certainly did. He brought energy to the middle of the park, passed and moved, even on occasions where we see him going forward, didn't get a return pass, but always looking to go forward, always looking to run at players, and a positive player he is, always looking to pass forward.
4 minutes added on for stoppages. Here comes Green, back to Isaacs. This has been a fairly polished performance here from Mount Pleasant, only their second year in the season, in the championship. Qualified for their first Premier League campaign last year, when they, along with Dunbeholden, qualified from the playoffs in the summer for the Premier League. Good pass across here to Miller. Miller doesn't have any room, so he's forced to play the ball back, and the long ball by, I think it was Williams, looking there for Barrett, didn't find the target. A minute of the 4 added on, already expired. Bush.
Advantage of the slip up from Waterhouse. They themselves lost in round 19 and didn't make any grounds, make up any grounds on Waterhouse, but Waterhouse losing again in this round, going down 1-0 to Cavaliers on this occasion. Mount Pleasant, they have now closed the gap on the end of this result to just a point.
A shot there on the stands of Kaim Paris, the Cavalier man who played successfully for Dintel in the Da Costa Cup. Yeah, Miller looks a forlorn figure now in midfield for this UWI team. Competed to a 0-0 scoreline at half-time, but the wheels falling off here, and Mount Pleasant stamping their authority and keeping their undefeated record against UWI going. 7 matches now against UWI, all-time head-to-head. Kamar Beckford. Delightful ball forward here for Rodney. Back to Beckford. McCarthy gets in the way.
It's really been a game of 2 halves. First half, you really couldn't see where a goal was going to come from, and pretty much the half-time score line of 0-0 really might have just been more so of the lack of enthusiasm and forward thoughts from Mount Pleasant, more than the solid defensive work from UWI. And once Mount Pleasant decided to change gear a bit, step up a level, then
with this 3-0 victory over UWI, just 1 point behind the leaders Waterhouse and are starting the 2020 season. And deep in the second round of the Premier League for 2019-2020 on the heels of the front-running Waterhouse. UWI beaten here. Emphatic in victory tonight. Mount Pleasant 3-0 the scoreline.
That was an emphatic victory here for Mount Pleasant. They came here confident that they were going to be able to take this one, and they certainly did so. And really a second half that was totally different from the first. There you have confirmation of the scoreline. UWI 0, Mount Pleasant 3. 2 goals for Beckford and an assist for Green, for Green's goal. And Mount Pleasant here riding high and getting over there.
Say one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watch out. Man shall I better forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him all again boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah yo.
And there we have again confirmation of the scoreline. Mount Pleasant running out 3-0 winners over UWI. And we take a look at the highlights in this one. And game of 2 halves as we've had it. And second half, first half ended 0-0. Second half, and the goals pretty much open up here. It was Bemba with a delightful and that was his 9th of the season. And we see again it was Mount Pleasant. Rodney's introduction really changed this tempo here for Mount Pleasant. Beautiful ball into the box from Beckford, and on the end of it was the super sub, and it was Green who swept this one in to the far post. Amal Knight, he got fingers to it but not enough to keep it out. And it was Mount Pleasant 2-0 to the good at that moment. And it was going to be Beckford who would top it off in the end. And UWI really didn't show much in the second half, and nothing clear for them. And no doubt Beckford here shooting on goal, hitting the back of his teammate Malik Chang. And that was the 3rd goal for Mount Pleasant, 2nd for Beckford, 10th of the season. And Mount Pleasant, they came, they conquered, and they walk away with 3 points. At this moment, we will go down to Lance Whitaker, who is with before we go to Lance, we deal with the stats, full stats here. And we see 6 shots on goal from UWI, 2 on target, 7 from Mount Pleasant, 3 on target. Were 18 fouls in this one. Mount Pleasant committed 11 of those, and 5 corner kicks for Mount Pleasant, 3 for UWI. And heavy on the possession, Mount Pleasant 60% of the possession, and they made it tell in the second half. And now we will join Lance Whitaker, who is with our MVP, Kemar Beckford, who had 2 goals in the match and also an assist to go with it.
Kemar Beckford.
And try to do my best and come out victorious.
Yeah. You seem to be a crowd favorite because the Mount Pleasant fans beside our commentary box there were constantly shouting your name.
Yeah, because they know what Kemar Beckford can do. Remember, they're watching the League 3 here back and from Riverley, from Waterhouse, so they know what Kemar Beckford can do. Kemar Beckford is a goal scorer, so they know anytime I go out there and put in the work, I'm going to score. So that is why they love me so much.
It was only the 2nd season for Mount Pleasant in the top flight. You were beaten semi-finalists last year. what happens 2019-2020?
We are serious now because the same guys are in the process anyway. So all I tell the guy then we have to work hard because all of we are kind of player we work hard in the training. So I tell them that we have to work hard and come out and try to put out the work and try to come out victorious.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Kemar Bushy-Beckford, 10 goals on the season now. As we said, only Corey Burke and Dean Andre Thomas have scored more goals than he has so far this season. And what a turnaround here for Kemar Beckford. As we said, only 2 goals in the first 11 matches of the season, but in the last 9 matches he has scored 8 goals and he's been playing really, really well. So Mount Pleasant getting a very, very good victory here tonight that puts them up to 33 points in the points table, just 1 now behind the leaders Waterhouse. And another miserable night here for UWI. You were level, Coach Andrew Peart, at half-time at 0-0, but Mount Pleasant took control and got a big win tonight.
Yeah, credit to them, but I thought the way we conceded the first goal was pretty much disappointing because we have done the same this season. We spoke about it, ball one side and closing the gap on the other side, and that's how they got the go-ahead goal. And quickly after the second goal, then you figure the game was pretty much over because we weren't creating or keeping the ball as well in this opponent's half, and it's just a tough night for us.
Yeah. McCarthy's introduction in the second half for a moment looked as if it was steadying your midfield area, but that pretty much dissolved in the end anyway.
Yeah, match rhythm. He's just coming back from an injury, so him not starting and just playing 45 minutes is testament to that. So you saw it in his passing. Normally he's a guy who rack up 90% pass completion. You saw him make some sappy passes tonight. Uncharacteristic for him, but he should be getting better going into the final 13 games for us.
All right, thank you very much, Andrew.
No problem.
Okay, let's get Paul Teagat-Davis in here. So UWI, they were on a 6-game losing streak last year in the second round, but recovered and ended up making the playoffs. So they've got to think about that and the possibility of recovering. Paul Teagat-Davis, outstanding as a player, one of the best strikers in the history of Jamaican football, and he got his offensive team as a team coach to do well tonight. Teagat, your reflections on what happened tonight?
After the Christmas season, I run them. You see your man vomit after the Boxing Day. Not because, it's a silly season when they got the Christmas. So, most team came back lackluster. I make sure that didn't happen. Tonight you saw that.
They were fit and they were ready. What was your halftime talk? Because it was 0-0 at halftime and then you got 3 second-half goals.
We were saying that we need more width. And our strong side is their left side. But our killer side was the left side. So we play strong on the right to get the ball to the left side. That's where we get the goals.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Teagat. Congratulations. You're 1 point from the lead now.
Yeah, man. I just want to give thanks to my coaching staff. They're doing a good job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, my love.
Paul Teagat-Davis, former standout striker for Jamaica and also for SEBA in the National League, comes up here as technical director of this Mount Pleasant team and gets a big win. I did say they were up to just 1 point behind Waterhouse. First for the 2020 season. So Arnett Garns, number 3 in the table at the moment, will be up against Malines, who are number 10, but look to have the safety of at least an 8-point lead over the relegation teams, Veer United and UWI. So Mount Pleasant continuing to fly towards the championship lead, are 3-0 winners over UWI tonight, with big performances from Kemar Bushy-Beckford and their other goal scorer, Daniel Green, who came on as a super sub. We'll see you next week, Monday, which will be a new year.
red stripe. Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watcha. Band shall I be the forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. The bush never made the daddy champion boy. Now man I don't a songsters boy. Red stripe Premier League.